Walk down any street in Norway and you'll see rows of prams parked outside cafes with babies sound asleep in the freezing cold, sometimes even in snow. Finnish researchers actually studied this practice and found that these babies consistently slept for longer when they napped outdoors. Now, obviously, most of us aren't going to start parking our babies outside in the cold to get longer naps. But you don't need to, because the secret to these longer naps isn't just the temperature. It's a set of rules that Scandinavian parents follow, whether their babies sleep inside or outside, that encourages longer, deeper stretches of sleep. And these are rules that you can use at home starting tonight. The first rule is called lufting, and if you're like most parents, it's probably the opposite of what you're currently doing. Most of us close the windows, turn up the heat, and create a warm, cozy environment before we put our little ones to sleep. But Scandinavian parents do the opposite. Before bedtime, regardless of the season, they open the bedroom windows wide to let in cool, fresh air. They believe a cooler room leads to deeper, longer stretches of sleep, and they're not wrong. Before we fall asleep, our core body temperature needs to drop about 1 degree Celsius, which is about 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit, to initiate deep sleep. And a cooler room encourages that temperature drop naturally, making it easier for us to fall asleep. You've probably experienced this yourself. Think about those nights when the bedroom is hot and stuffy. You toss and turn for ages trying to get to sleep. But when the room is cool, you fall asleep so much faster. And it's exactly the same for babies. Plus, research has also shown that overheating is one of the biggest risk factors for SIDS. So keeping the room cool isn't just about better sleep. It's actually safer for your baby too. So tonight, instead of warming up your baby's bedroom, try cooling it down. Aim for a temperature between 18 to 22 degrees Celsius, which is about 65 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you can't get the room that cool, it's okay. Just get it as close as you can and dress your baby appropriately. A good rule of thumb is to dress them in one more layer than you're comfortable in. And to check if you've got it right, just place your hand on their chest or their back. It should feel warm and dry. If it's damp or hot, they're too warm, and you want to remove a layer. If it feels cool, then you want to add one more layer. So that's how you optimize the environment to improve your little one's sleep. But what you do once your baby is asleep in their crib is just as important. Which brings us to rule number 2, is i magen. It translates to ice in the stomach, and it means keeping your cool when every instinct is telling you to react. For example, it's 2 a.m. in the morning and you hear your baby grunt on the monitor, and every part of you wants to rush in and scoop them up. But Scandinavian parents don't. They pause. They wait 60 seconds, sometimes up to 2 minutes, just watching and listening to see if their baby settles on their own. And the reasoning is simple. Babies are noisy sleepers, much noisier than most of us expect. They cry out, grunt, and fuss, especially when transitioning between sleep cycles. And if you rush in at that first sound, you might accidentally wake your baby up when they might have actually drifted back to sleep on their own in another 30 seconds. And that's exactly why Scandinavian parents pause. So the next time you hear your little one fuss, instead of rushing in, channel some of that ice in the stomach and listen before reacting. If your baby is crying continuously and getting more upset, absolutely go to them. But if it's that stop-start pattern where they cry out, then they go quiet, then they cry out again, just give them the space to settle. Now, I know this can feel like you're ignoring your baby, but you're actually giving them the chance to learn how to link sleep cycles and fall back to sleep on their own. And that's the skill that leads to longer naps and better nights. Now, this technique and the next one I'm about to show you works best when you know what to expect from your baby's sleep. So if you're not sure how many naps your baby should be having, or how long they should be awake between naps, or how much total sleep they need in 24 hours, I've got a free guide that can help. It's called The New Parent's Guide to Naps, and you can grab it by clicking the link in the description. Okay, so you've paused, you've waited the 60 seconds, and your baby is still fussing. Do you pick them up? Well, according to the Scandinavian approach, not yet. They believe that when you pick your baby up, you completely reset where they were in the falling asleep process. So instead of picking them up, Scandi parents move on to rule number 3, buffning and tasmadonen, or in English, buffing and the paw. And here's how it works. First, you gently turn your baby slightly onto their side, and then you place your hand firmly on their bottom and you start patting. When you pat them, it causes their body to rock slightly, and that rhythmic movement mimics what they felt in the womb, which helps them calm down. Once they start to settle down, you stop patting but keep your hand on their bottom. That's the paw. It tells them, I'm here and you're safe. Then you stay there with your hand on them until they're calm and drowsy. And at that point, you gently roll them back onto their back for them to fall asleep, and you walk away. But if they're still not settling after you try this technique for a few minutes, then it is totally okay to pick your little one up and settle them to sleep in your arms. Because the goal isn't perfection. It's about giving them a chance to settle before you step in fully. Now, here's the thing. These techniques only work if you know your timing is right. If you put them down too early, they'll fight it. And if it's too late, they're overtired, which makes settling them to sleep so much harder. But get the timing just right, and sleep becomes so much easier. Now, most parents rely on wake windows alone to find this sweet spot, but looking at the clock is just one piece of the puzzle. There are 3 factors that you need to consider to find your baby's unique sleep window. And in this video, I break down what the other 2 are and how to combine all 3 so that you can stop guessing and know when your baby is actually ready to fall asleep. So make sure you watch that video next.